Hello, my lovely fans. I'm going to give you Bkfc picks predictions. I just hope it's gonna be okay. No, according to my mind, I just hope it's gonna be okay. Just give me a few seconds to take a look at the full fight card. We have many fighters who participate in the UFC here, who used to participate in the UFC. So I do have a feeling this is gonna be a nice fight card, a nice event so far, and trying to pinpoint to the fact that every single fan should enjoy this fight card. Now I'm gonna go quickly with predictions. Anthony Sanchez versus Derek Perez. They are fighting in the prelims. In this fight, I'm gonna say Sanchez to win. Okay, Anthony Sanchez to win. The next prediction, Eric Dodson versus Jim Perez. Jim Perez is tough, man. But Eric Dodson, according to me, has better angling from what I've seen. He really has better angling. He destroyed Nick Villar. And Jim Perez, this is his first outing in this sport. And in bare knuckle, he lost to Michael Santos. I'm gonna go Eric Dodson to win. And now to close up the prelims, we are going to see the fight between Nick Gonzalez and Lardy Navarro. The problem is I have a lack of info on these guys. Now, I'll be honest, I have to go with a blind pick. Nick Gonzalez versus Lardy Navarro. I'm going to say Gonzalez to win, but I have lack of info on those guys. So on this fight, I'm unsure. Now we're transitioning to the main card. Main card, Gaston Reynaud versus Daniel Mason Van Sickle. Gaston Reynaud, well, I got nothing but respect for Tonga. He is the first ever Uruguayan bare knuckler, 6 foot tall, 69.5 inches of reach. He defeated Ray Trujillo at Combate and he defeated Carlos Ernesto Hoa. Really first great fighter, great MMA fighter from Uruguay. And Mason Van Sickle, I have a lack of info on this guy. So I'm gonna say Reynaud to win. I know that Reynaud is really good, but is he gonna win or not? That's like $1 million question so far. Then we're gonna see Greg Hardy fighting Josh Watson. I've never seen Hardy being a high-level puncher, but again, he's got a knockout power. I mean, let's be honest, he really has a knockout power, and you know that Greg Hardy scored victories over Mike Cook and Hasim Rahman in boxing. And Josh Watson, 6 foot tall, 40 years of age. In bare knuckle, he has a score of 1-1. He defeated Kyle McElroy, lost to Brian Etchison. Hardy versus Watson, no distance. That is my call. Somebody gonna get slapped. I'm gonna say Watson to win. I don't know, man. I don't see Hardy as a good bare knuckler. This is his debut, so I might be wrong. John Dodson versus Jared Grant. Oh, two really much high-level names. Two very much high-level names. I'm gonna pick John Dodson to win. Next fight is between Chevy Bridges and Kevin Kroon. Man, this card is such a stacked with the former UFC names. But I think Chevy to win. I think Chevy Bridges is just on a whole new level, so I'm gonna go with Chevy to win. Joshua Moreno is going to fight Christian Torres. Both of these guys are very skillful, very much powerful. And Joshua Moreno, 4-1-0 professional MMA record. In boxing, bare knuckle boxing, he scored victories. He was also better than Zion Tomlinson Sr. Christian Torres having a pro MMA record of 0-1-0, but in bare knuckle he is doing okay. Defeated Art Driscoll and Corey Madden, lost to Tim Hester and Stanislav Grosu. Gonna go with Moreno to win. I think Moreno might actually pull this out. The next pick is going to be for Jamie Hinshaw versus Charissa Sigala. This should be the fight of the night for me, really. This should really be the fight of the night for me. These two girls are gonna bang. I'm gonna go with Sigala to win. But both of girls are amazing. I predict a great fight, really much a great fight. Then the next one gonna be Will Santiago versus Noah Cutter. Noah Cutter was having ups and downs. Pretty much nice guy. He didn't have the greatest career at the MMA, but in bare knuckle, he was also so-so. Defeated Kane Tomlinson, Jordan Nash, Blake Lacaze, lost to Kenny Lissell, lost to Carlos Trinidad, lost to Caleb Harris, lost to Francesco Ricci, but he is a finisher. And Will the Brown Santiago, he defeated Jake Young, and many of his bouts got cancelled. Santiago versus Cutter. I'm gonna say the fight will not go the distance. Side pick Cutter to win. But Cutter is so unpredictable, it depends whether he has a good or a bad day in the office. He's so unpredictable type of a fighter. Diego Sanchez versus Austin Trout. Man, you say never bet on the fight you're emotionally connected to, and I'm emotionally connected to this fight. Like Austin Trout having 36-5-1, a professional boxing record, and Diego Sanchez is an MMA guy. I don't know, man. I'm gonna say Sanchez to do the upset. I know I'm crazy, or no distance. Sanchez is gonna fish for the finish, so either it's gonna be Sanchez KO, either this other guy is gonna knock him out. Austin Trout is just. I mean, I'm emotionally connected to this fight. Better play no distance. You're not going to make a mistake. I confess that I'm emotionally connected to this fight because I'm a die-hard fan of Diego the Dream Sanchez. Lorenzo Hunt versus Mike Richman. A belt fight at 185. This is a belt fight. Mike Richman, 1880. 5'9", 68.5 inches of reach, the Academy, Minnesota. He destroyed Marcel Stumps. He fought. It was no contest against J.C. Lamos. He destroyed Dakota Cochrane, David Rickles, Isaac Doolittle, and Lorenzo Hunt didn't have the greatest run at professional MMA, but in bare knuckle he is just amazing. I mean, he only lost to Gustavo Trujillo, was better than Sabrina Brown, Reggie Pena, Rick Lozano, Davian Green, Rob Morrow, Josh Dyer, Hector Lombard, Joe Riggs, Quentin Henry. He is a finisher, really much of a finisher, and Hunt versus Richman, I see a finish. Hunt versus Richman, no distance also. I also see a finish coming now. Richman is having excellent angling, and this might give him a chance against Lorenzo Hunt because Lorenzo Hunt is a brawler. He's gonna fight toe to toe. Never been the greatest master of a ground game, but Lorenzo Hunt is the guy who makes us love this sport, and I initially started loving this sport because of him. Like he fights toe to toe, he can't take part in boring fights, and that's something you can't criticize. I actually love that guy because of that, and I'll be honest with you. So, side pick Hunt to win. I like his fighting style. He's very aggressive, very offensive. But we're gonna see how this is gonna play out. Good luck, lads.